Good evening, Internet. Hope we're all well out there. And yes, it's a Les Paul tonight. Partly because my Strat is broken, but also part we're doing Jimmy Page. And of course, there are a few people as synonymous with the Gibson Les Paul as his. And yes, I do know that a lot of his recorded stuff was actually done on a Telecaster. So please do put that in the comments. It'll make you feel clever and it'll get me up on the Google algorithm. There's a potted history of Jimmy Page on the blog, which I'll link in the description. So what I'm going to do here is just demonstrate some of the licks that I've tabbed out on that blog post. So here we go. The first one is from Stairway to Heaven, because it's Stairway, you've got to have that. Now, this is the kind of classic pull the string back and let the car go, or pull the string back and let it go type of phrasing idea. So I'm building tension with a long held note. In this instance, it's the 7th fret on the G string. Build the tension, then I'm going to kind of counteract that. Run down the A minor pentatonic from, in this case, A, down to A on the 7th fret D string, then back up to the 7th fret G, and moving down. The cool thing is that he hits this note instead of this one. This is an E, this is an F, this 8th fret that he actually hits, and he hits this just as the chord sequence underneath it moves to F. So it's a perfect targeting of a chord note. Moving on, the next one, this is from Since I've Been Loving You, which is a blues in C minor, and it's an absolutely gorgeous one. This was written really as a middle finger to all the critics who had declared that Led Zeppelin were just kind of bombast and had no idea of subtlety and light and shade, and they kind of went, "You want light and shade here? Alright, I'll wrap you around this." And we're in C natural minor here, so Jimmy Page spices up the minor pentatonic framework with the 2nd and the flat 6. Now, what's really important here, and what you can't capture in the tablature, is the phrasing. You really want to ham this up as much as you possibly can. Really put as much intensity as possible into it, be as delicate as possible. And really, it's just those 4 notes. When you hear him play them, they just send the chills down you. Now, the interesting bit with the rest of the line is this note here, the 9th fret on the B string. Now, this is an A flat, and he times this just as the chord moves from the 1 up to the 4 chord in the 2nd bar. Now, the 4 chord in this case is called F minor, and that 9th fret note there is its minor 3rd. So again, he beautifully targets the chord tone in there. And there's a nice interplay between the D and the A flat there, which gives a slightly modal feel, maybe a little bit Dorian feel in there. Moving to the 3rd example, this is from Communication Breakdown, and Jimmy Page was known for, as well, for his his really fast attack, proto-wiggle basically. And yeah, this is pretty much what this solo starts with. So this is pulling the string back and letting go, but going the other way about it. What I'm doing here is I'm creating the tension with a fast repeated phrase. And if we look closely at that phrase, it's not actually as scary as you think. So I've got 14th fret on the G, bending that up just a little bit. It's more of a sound effect than anything else. And then 12th fret on the B and the E, and then I'm pulling off 15th fret to 12th fret on the B. And a student of mine will recognise, oh look, it's our 3 magic notes. And the adjacent note, they brought a friend around to play. And then you just build that up to speed, cycle that around, build up to speed. And I'm going to finish that off, then release the tension with a great big soaring bend on the 15th fret B string, bending up from the D up to the E root. Now, to really get the sound, what you want to do is play that through a cock wah pedal as well. I'm not going to do that because mine's out of batteries at the minute. I can probably prepare this a little bit better. Moving on to the final example, this was a real sort of ear-catching piece of whittle when I was just starting out. I was trying to figure out, I remember trying to spend an awful lot of time trying to figure out exactly what he was doing. Now, when I came back to it to work it out this time around, I thought, well, it'll be just pentatonic sequencing threes. So for those who aren't familiar with that, what you're doing there is you're playing through the minor pentatonic in groups of three. So for example, I'm descending now, going from the 15th fret to the 12th fret on the E down to the 15th fret B. My next three note group will run from the note down from the one I started on, so that's the 12th fret on the E. Then I start one from the next note down, which is the 15th fret B, and then down from the 12th fret B, and so on. It gives you and after a bajillion repetitions gets you he's not actually doing that, much to my surprise, although it's still a useful trick to have. So I thought then, oh, I wonder if he's doing sequencing within sequencing. So this is where you take a group of sequences. So there I've sequenced my way from E on the 15th fret down to G at the 12th fret. And now I'm going to go back up and start that group of sequences, this time from the 15th fret B. Work my way down to the D string, then go up to the G. Work my way down to the A and D. Work my way down to the E. Loads and loads and loads out of it. And all it is a simple scale and a simple pattern wrapped up in another simple pattern. If you look at the tab for this, it's terrifying. So you don't look at the tab. What you do is you try and look behind and hear the patterns. But he's not doing that either. In fact, he goes a little bit outside that. There was a certain sweetness that I could hear in that, and it turned out to be this note here, the 11th fret on the D string. Now this is a C sharp, and in the key of E minor that we're in here, this is actually our major 6, so he's getting a little bit of a Dorian vibe going on. So there's our first part. On the next beat he goes, so this is all pentatonic. Then we go back up to the G string, and this is where we move, rather than pulling off to the 12th fret on the D, I'm pulling off to the 11th, and there's my 6th. And my next little triplet goes, so that's pulling off from the 12th fret to the 11th, and then going down to the 14th fret A string, and that's just 14, 12, 10, and then 12 again, 10, and then I'm finishing off 12 pulled off to 10, and then finishing on the 12th fret, giving you that nice E root note. So there you go, that colours it up quite nicely. Right, do hope you've enjoyed that, if it's been of interest. As I say, I shall link the blog post in the description. If you like it, then do please like. If you want to subscribe, then do please subscribe. Click the little notification bell. It's YouTube. You all probably know YouTube better than I do. I've hit that age now where I can't find things on my phone anymore, and I'm the guy with a massive library of DVDs because he doesn't understand streaming. So I will leave you all to it. Thank you very much for your health. See you next month for some cream. Take care.